Good morning and welcome to our WSU Weekly Briefing. My name is Tanya Witherspoon, Director of Commercial Ventures and Applied Innovation here at Wichita State University. These weekly briefings are being held in an effort to keep the campus and the public better informed about the changes that are going on at Wichita State University. Following today's feature topic, there will be time for questions. Go Create is marking its second year as a community makerspace, continues to be a vital asset for dreamers from all backgrounds and all walks of life in our community. A notable example of how Go Create empowers individuals with big ideas and limited resources is entrepreneur Todd Gentry. Todd's a native of Winfield and founder and CEO of Hyperborean, a clean tech company. He's currently working on prototypes that use heat, typically waste heat, to cool automobiles and small buildings. Through Go Create, Gentry has connected with equipment and expertise needed to build affordable working models of his ideas. These are essential for him to gain and attract investors and build his company. Gentry said that by creating the physical pieces by himself here at Go Create, he's gone from a $120,000 cost for a prototype to under $10,000, and that it's been a game changer for his company. Look for more success stories about Go Create in the future. New Wichita State University Provost Rick Muma has made 2 leadership moves within the institution's Academic Affairs Division. The university announced Monday that Carolyn Shaw has been appointed Associate Vice President for Strategic Enrollment Management, and Kay Monk Morgan will become Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs. These changes are effective August 6th. Shaw has been a professor and chair in Wichita State's Political Science Department for 17 years and most recently served as Faculty Senate President. In her new role, Shaw will provide leadership for the university's strategic enrollment management plan. Monk Morgan has been at the university for 26 years, serving in undergraduate admissions as the director of the Upward Bound Math Science program, and most recently as the assistant dean for the Fairmount Colleges of Liberal Arts and Science. She will be responsible for providing leadership on assessment activities for the university, regional and specialty accreditation, and university-wide strategic planning. These new roles align with Rick Muma's priorities for academic affairs that support Wichita State's mission and vision. These goals include advancing a culture of shared governance built on trust and integrity, supporting strategic enrollment initiatives that lead to a foundation of success for our students, evaluating new reward structures for faculty in teaching, research, and service, and innovating academic offerings for students seeking new degree options or alternative credentials. These goals will be rolled out and explained and discussed and talked further this year, and this new team is really going to push the mark to make things happen here, so look for more information as we continue this great work. The last point that I talked about, innovative academic offerings, which is one of our main focuses here, you'll hear more about in a few minutes from our guest speaker, Kim Moore, as she discusses our badge program. But badges are not the only way that we're meeting the demand for continuous learning. Our Bachelor of Applied Arts in Media Arts degree started last year and is an excellent example of how we've seen a need and we've responded to it. This type of degree offers a flexible framework to put many different arts disciplines into an applied degree. If we see a demand for something new, we can quickly pull together new concentrations and add it as an option. So far, the BAA program, new from last year, already offers 4 distinct tracks: animation, audio production, filmmaking, and game design. And we are poised to continue adding tracks for students and prospective students and industry as we see more. But we're not stopping there. Pending approval this fall by the Board of Regents, the College of Applied Studies is preparing the new Bachelor of Applied Sciences degree. This is similar to the BAA in the flexibility it provides, allowing for an emphasis on developing leadership qualities and soft skills to meet workforce needs. The BAA and the BAS are also great launching pads for WSU Tech students who want to take their associate's degree further and turn it into a 4-year bachelor degree program. This fall, the graduate school will offer 3 new programs: a Master of Science in Management, Science, and Supply Chain Management, a Master of Arts in Art Leadership and Management, and a Master of Arts in Health Administration. These new degrees are focused on the working professional interested in expanding their knowledge in industry-specific content areas. The MSSCN offers 2 different concentrations: supply chain management and supply chain analytics. Along with the MSSCN, the graduate school also offers a graduate certificate in enterprise systems and supply chain management. Both the degree and certificate are interdisciplinary and include coursework from the Barton School of Business and the College of Engineering. These also were built specifically to support and reply to the demand that our local community and our region is asking us for. The Master of Arts in Health Administration program is offered in a fully online format, offering working professionals the flexibility with their schedules while they can continue their education and add more value to the community and the work that they're doing. In addition to the new degrees, there are a number of exciting developments happening on our campus. The new Crash Dynamics Lab will break ground by the end of the year. FirePoint Innovation Center and the College of Engineering have taken up residency in our Partnership 2 building, and Spirit Aerosystems will soon join them. The YMCA will break ground in September, and the suites at WSU, which is the second phase of the flats, our residence housing, will be completed by spring. In late September, the Shocker Store will open a new 2,800 square foot location in Brayburn Square, just east of Starbucks. This new location will give WSU fans easier access to Shocker merchandise. The location will not sell textbooks, but will carry much of the Shocker fan staples along with some new merchandise that you'll be sure to enjoy. Keep posted as we open this new store and continue to provide value on the new Innovation Campus. I have 2 save the dates to tell you about that I want you to mark your calendar, and I hope you plan on joining us here at Wichita State. On September 28th through 30th, WSU is hosting an open house weekend. We've experienced a lot of change on our campus in the last few years, and we're excited and proud to show it off to the community. More information will be coming as this entire weekend is going to be filled with events and programming really designed to fit all types of needs from our students, prospective students, their families, and the community. So we look forward to seeing you there. Please put that on your calendar. The campus community is also invited to the August 17th semester kickoff event in the Beggs Ballroom of the RSC at 3 p.m. This is a chance to hear about Wichita State's plans for the upcoming school year and to relive some of our recent successes. And again, this is where we'll continue to put out all of our plans that further our mission and vision here at Wichita State, and we look forward to sharing those with you. At this time, I'd like to ask Kim Moore, the Director of Workforce, Professional, and Community Education, to share information about WSU's badge program.
Workforce education is among one of the top priorities among higher education institutions. At Wichita State, one of our missions is to empower individuals with 4-credit education that meets employer needs and matches the schedule of a busy life. Badge courses offered by WSU are conveniently crafted into short online curriculum to accommodate non-degree seeking professionals who enjoy a flexible schedule and an affordable education. Unlike other online non-degree courses, badges are tied to credit hours and are subject to all Higher Learning Commission regional accreditation standards. Badge coursework is part of a student's permanent academic record and will appear in an official transcript. Licensed professionals may also earn contact hours toward relicensure as well as college credit. Courses are taught by experienced faculty who are subject matter experts. The unique structure of a badge course affords Wichita State the flexibility to work with employers to develop the curriculum of a badge course. This key distinction allows employers to know that the education received during a badge course is valuable and relevant. Wichita State badge courses offer professionals an affordable, relevant, and accessible education to build valuable career skills.
Good morning. As Tanya said, I'm Kim Moore. I'm the Director for Workforce Professional and Community Education at Wichita State. About 3 years ago, I was asked to develop and implement a badge program at Wichita State. And a lot of people wonder, what are badges? And when they think about badges, they think about things like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Maybe you've earned a badge for competing in triathlon. They think of law enforcement who wear badges. Well, badges in education are really not unlike those badges. Those badges signify that you are an authority and that you possess specific skill sets and competencies in order to do your job, or that you've earned any achievement in scouting, for example, you've mastered a certain ability. And so badges in education are very much like that. Badges at Wichita State are online credit courses of 1 credit hour or less. They're either for undergraduate or graduate level credit, and they're designed for non-degree seeking students who are looking to gain those very skills that I mentioned earlier, skills and or enhance existing skills. And so badges are a very valuable representation of what a person knows. There are many advantages to a badge course. One of the things is our badge courses are self-paced. So what that means is that for fall, you could begin a badge course in August, or you could also begin the badge course in September, October, clear up until Thanksgiving. You just have to complete the coursework by the end of the semester. And that's perfect for people who are working, who have families, and have very busy lifestyles. And so badges are self-paced so that if you have to go away on a business trip or a family member becomes ill, you can stop the badge course at that point, and then you can pick it up and complete it when you're able to, when you have more time to complete it. Badges are affordable. So many people can't afford to go back to school full-time, and badges are very affordable. They range in price from $100 to about $220. And so because of that affordability, it makes them accessible for people to take. Badges do you do receive a grade. It's a pass-fail grade. We call it a BG, badge granted, or an NBG, no badge granted. So if you successfully complete all course requirements, you are granted a badge, a BG. And if not, you receive an NBG. This does go on your permanent WSU transcript. However, it does not negatively impact your GPA. So it's a very safe way to try out and re-enter higher education and not have to worry about affecting your GPA. Another great benefit of a badge course is that no textbook is required. Our badges use open educational resources, and those are incorporated into the online course itself. And so you don't have to buy an expensive textbook. As I mentioned earlier, badge coursework becomes part of your official transcript. That's an advantage over other types of continuing education because there is no record of that if it's on the non-credit side. But this is for credit education, so it's always there. If you change jobs in the future, there will always be a record of that to show a future employer. Badge coursework can also be submitted to licensing boards and agencies. So many people that take badges are licensed professionals. They're nurses, they're social workers, they're engineers, and they need contact hours for continuing education. And so not only do you get college credit for taking a badge course, but you also earn hours towards relicensure in many professions. Badges can be shared on social media and be displayed on your digital resume. So you can share badges on your LinkedIn account, your Facebook, Twitter, and employers can click on a link to your badge on a digital resume. so it's readily available to share within your community. And here's an example of a student that decided to share theirs. They shared both on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So what's new with badges in 2018? Well, badges have been around for about 3 years now. We started with 1 badge and 2 people. And this fall, we will have over 60 badges. And so that's very exciting. We're adding over 20 new badges this fall. One of the badges I wanted to highlight today was the Endocrine organ practical blood flow restrictive application badge. And this badge is designed for people that are practicing physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers. This is a really exciting badge, and this shows how badges can be very innovative. This badge was developed over this summer to meet a need in the physical therapy community. There's therapy that exists out there, but it's very costly and it's more invasive for patients. And we have a local physical therapist, Chris Deck, here in Wichita, who is really a leader in this type of therapy. And he has been asked by several professional teams and elite athletes to use this practical application in their therapy. And so Chris has developed this badge. And we're very excited about it because it will be something that physical therapists nationwide can use that will enhance their practice. One of the great things about badges for this fall is that there are scholarships available. As a way to introduce the community to badges, the university has decided to make some scholarships available so that people can try out badges and find out what it's all about. And so if you enroll in a badge course by Friday, September 14th, you are eligible for a scholarship up to $125 that will cover the cost of a half credit hour badge, as well as your application fee, or you can use it to apply to the cost of a graduate level badge, which typically runs around $200. If you have taken a badge in the past, you can come back and take another badge. And you will only have to pay $25 if it's an undergraduate level badge, and the university will scholarship $75. Scholarships are limited, and they're available on a first-come, first-served basis. You don't need to do anything special except fill out a badge interest form online, and we'll follow up with you and get you enrolled, and you can take advantage of the scholarship. After the scholarship deadline, the cost of badges returns to the regular market-based tuition rate.
Well, working full-time can make it all but impossible to earn a degree.
Yeah, that's why Wichita State University is providing another option. President John Bardo visited the nation's capital to talk about it. KSN's Tiffany Lane has the details on the badge program, and it's new for us this morning.
Carrying heavy books and long walks to class are not a concern for Tawny Blumenshine Fisher. Her classes are all online, making it easier to take care of everyday activities.
I work full-time at Textron Aviation. I also have 4 kids at home. So coming to get a full-on master's degree just wouldn't work for me.
But these aren't your everyday online courses. They're part of the badge program.
Badges are defined at Wichita State as being short courses of 1 credit hour or less, designed for non-degree seeking individuals who are needing work-based skills and competency training.
The goal, to provide work-based skills for people already on the go, like Tawny. She works in the composites shop at Textron, so she's earning badges in composite awareness.
It's more specifically tied to certain aspects of your job, so you're able to really focus on what you need for your career.
And since being a school in the forefront of the program, President Bardo shared the innovation in front of the House Committee on Education and Workforce on Wednesday.
Think about if you're a 30-year-old woman, divorced with 3 kids, trying to keep the family together. How do you commit to 15 weeks for 4 years to get a degree? But you may be able to get someone to watch your kids for a long weekend to begin getting that education.
Tawny says this flexibility of being able to take the classes when you can is a benefit.
It's really nice to just be able to sit down when I have the time to review it and do the homework.
In Wichita, Tiffany Lane, KSN News 3.
Well, 5 of the 6 college.
I wanted to share that clip with you this morning because I think Tawny is a great representation of the badge program. That is who badges are intended for. People like Tawny, a mother of 4 who's a busy working professional that needs some skills for her job, and she is able to take a badge course on her time. It's affordable, it's accessible, and it's an ideal type of education for someone like her and someone like all of you, because all of you are eligible to take a badge course. So I would encourage you to visit our badge website at wichita.edu/badges and take a look at what we have to offer and take advantage of one of the scholarships this fall. Thank you, and I would entertain any questions. Yes?
Are graduate badges open for current undergraduate students, or are they just only open for non-degree seeking students?
So the question is, are graduate level badges, are regular students eligible to take a graduate level badge? And the answer is not at this time. Badges are strictly for non-degree seeking students. However, there is a proposal moving forward to the Board of Regents that will allow degree seeking students to take badges if that is approved. Yes?
So I, as a degree seeking student, can't take a badge course, but other institutions that offer such continuing education courses for working professionals that don't offer those for credit. And I get the explanation that you're saying, but are you saying that if, as a working professional, you take a course for non-degree seeking students, there's no documentation whatsoever unless you're getting credit? Is that what you're saying? Is that the reasoning behind offering these for credit? Because other institutions that offer such classes don't do it for 0.5 or 1 credit hour.
Right, there are other institutions that do offer non-credit badges, and we can do that, but I can't tell you their record keeping. On the non-credit side here at Wichita State, we use an enrollment system called Enroll, and it is not part of Banner. And so we keep records separately for non-credit continuing education versus how they do it for credit on campus. And so I can't speak to how other institutions do it. But it is very difficult if someone takes a non-credit professional development class. I've had people ask me that took a seminar back in 1988 for a copy of their certificate. Well, I wasn't even here in 1988, and the systems have changed. The advantage of the badges is that because they are for credit, they become part of your permanent academic record. And so no matter how much time passes, you can always go back and get proof of taking the course.
And then the advantage for the institution is that that scholarship code is right up against when K-Board institutions report their headcount enrollment numbers to the board. You say it's not difficult to get a scholarship for a badge course. You just have to apply before that deadline. Is there a limited amount of money that can go towards badge scholarships, and also what is the source of that?
Yes, there are limited scholarships, and we say that in all of our marketing materials, that limited scholarships are available on a first-come, first-served basis. And the source of that money is the Office of Online Learning, because these badges are all online.
And do you have the number of how much money is available to give to badge?
There are 300 scholarships available, full scholarships available, 250 partial scholarships for $75, and for high school students, there's another 300 scholarships that Online Learning is making available. Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you, and I will turn this back over to Tanya to answer any questions you might have in general.
Thank you very much, Kim, for that information on badges. At this time, I will take questions on any of today's updates or other questions that you may have. I'll ask Lainey Mazzullo, Assistant Director of News and Media Relations, to follow up with you after this briefing. Depending on the question, make sure you get her contact information if there's something that I can't answer right now. So is there anything that I can help you with? Sure.
About the new Wichita EDU site, do you know if it is going to be up and fully functioning by the start of the school year?
So the new website is functioning currently now. There are stages of implementation. This is very, very similar to anybody rolling out their website. It is fully functioning the second that we put it up. And stages of information will continue to be added to it, but it already has new features and information that our previous website structure wasn't even able to provide.
Certainly, there's been some frustration about certain sites, pages, links not functioning for different organizations. Do we have a team of people that are working out those teams?
Absolutely, we have a team, and there's a link at the bottom of the website that allows you to help us identify those things so that we can fix them and work on them. I think most things are getting fixed very, very quickly. That's really common. Our old website had many broken links and many things. A website's a living, breathing document, so it's not something that you can print and it's complete. As well as people interact with a website, and so there are new tools and functionality with this website that probably don't behave the same as people expected from our old website. They also use different devices, and also as people and their new devices are accessing this new tool, they're going to come upon things that don't work for them, and we'll continue to work on that. So this will never end. There will always be a team that supports the website. We will always be adding new features, new functions, new information, constantly. I'm sure that, a lot of what's happening over the summer, will probably drop down as, we work it out. But that's why we launched it in the summer, because you always expect when you launch a new website that initially you'll find, several things that you'd like to make differently or enhance for people. So there's absolutely a team.
Out of curiosity, how many people would be on that?
I'm not really sure. I'd have to ask. I know that there are 3 complete divisions that support this: strategic communications, ITS, our Information and Technology Services team, and our Media Resources team. So along with, there are web authors, across campus, and leaders of all the divisions that create the content. So I would say, in total, there are hundreds of people that actually participate in creating and developing the website and putting the information out. Any other questions that I can help you with? No? Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, I'd like to conclude our briefing. Make sure you put those save the dates on your calendar. I'm really, really excited to have everyone come and allow us to interact with you and answer more questions and show off all of the things that we're working on here. The next briefing will be held at 10 a.m. on Thursday, August 9th in this same room. I look forward to seeing you then.